Good morning, everyone. It's Jason Kinger here. Gonna go through some home base. Excuse me. Sorry. Gonna go through some new Panda. Sorry, I had to change my train of thought there. Gonna go through some new Panda stuff today. Kind of want to just poke around the site. If you have any questions, please feel free to holler at me. We want to talk about contacts. We've been having some questions lately in regards to how do we sort the contacts? How can we move the contacts around to different locations? How can we add one contact to another list? If I have them in two lists, will they get it twice? No, none of that stuff will happen. So let's take a minute here and go through some contact stuff and uh, some of the autopilot setting stuff. All right. I got my trusty sidekick Katrine here today to take your questions, so don't hesitate to holler in there and ask some. Oops, there we go. Let's go to New Panda. Log into the gateway, go to New Panda. And just a quick review of the home screen. Remember, if you're ever struggling with, oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time with the contact manager. Click on these contact manager videos. Watch this stuff. I know it's not super riveting, exciting television, but it will get you to where you want to go typically. The other thing I want to remind you of is on the left-hand side. If the videos right here don't hit, don't forget we've got a whole slew of other videos here, and you can always send a specific request. So boom, submit a request. You can fill that in and send an exact question to New Panda as well. One of the things I remind you every time I want to make sure you're doing is adding your contacts as you go. We see this happen a lot where we get in a hurry and we get busy. Maybe at the end of every week, hey, did I have any closings this week? Did I meet any new people this week? Start just jotting, I don't care if you jot it down on a piece of paper, a notebook you have, or just take it in your phone and go to that little note section. Every phone has a little note section, and jot down a name and a number, or a name and an email address in this case. And at the end of every week, take this quick entry form, add them to it, and put them in a group, in some type of group. I don't care what it is. Or create your new group. Say, hey, these are folks I met during Christmas time. All right, I want to go into contacts for a couple reasons. Obviously, I open it up in here. I've got 1,466 contacts in here. But what I've had lately is some folks who are like, well, you know, I want to only put certain people in certain lists. I want them to be in multiple lists. So as you'll notice, there's really nothing up here that shows you how to sort them, right? You're like, well, gosh, how do I add them to another group? It's not until you actually click a contact. Let me click David here. I click on that contact, and then boom, this opens up. So look, that's not clicked. Well, gosh, there's nothing to do. Now I can't select all the contacts. There's all 1,000. I can't select all the contacts on this page, or in this case, select none. But let's say I want to take David and click on David. I can delete David. I can export David. I could change his groups and subscriptions. This is the one that probably you're going to be using the most. So if I click on David and I click groups and subscriptions, I highlight that. I want to add, it says select groups to add contacts to. So let's say, hey, I want to take David and I want, since for training purpose, I'm going to put him in test CB. I'm going to add to groups. Now David is there. You're like, wait a second, well, David's still here. Well, yes, of course he's still here because my current filter is set to everyone. However, if I change my filter and I say, look, I just want to know who is in my CB test, apply filter, there's anyone that I've done any testing with. So there's David. He is now in this one as a test person and any of my other test people that I move in and out or around. When you click on that group, if you look right down here, it says what group is open. So I'll have people say, well, they're only showing 316 of my 1,400 people. Well, what the heck? You can do two things. You can click that and close it, or right here in clear filters. I clear the filters, boom, now I've got right back to everyone. So I see this happen sometime where we're looking for a group or we're looking for a specific and we just click it and we're like, oh my gosh, there's only about 100 people there. Well, That's not right. That's not showing everyone else. It's because you have something on in the filters here. So clear your filters to put it in there. Now do keep in mind, once I've selected David and I want the group description, I can add him to as many of these as I want. Now let's say I have him in 3 different groups and it's all going out to the same, I have 3 different groups that are all getting the exact same email. So let's say, well, I've got David in this group, I've got him in the test, I've got him in my Durham, I've got him in this one, and then I add him to all those groups, and then I want to send that out. Does that mean David is going to get that email 3 times? No, it does not. The system is smart enough to recognize, if it's 3 different emails, yes, but if it's one email and it's the exact same email, it's smart enough to recognize that I only need to send that out to that email address once. So if I select multiple groups, it will only go one time if I have that person in more than one group. So that's something to keep in mind when you're in here. The other thing, when we select this group, if we select David and I want to open him up, that's how we add the more detailed information in regards to that. So I've got the view, the edit, the dashboard, the contacts, messages, tracking, but right now we are in David, the contact. So here's just a quick information on him. Let's say I want to edit David. Oh, one other thing, sorry, before we go into that, on the right-hand side, one of the things you want to make sure is that they're opted out or opted in for your email. In this case, David is opted out. He does no longer want to see my email. Gosh darn it. Well, this happens. However, he is still, I still have him opted in for my monthly AVP. He's opted out for my other email delivery. So I don't know that this will continue. He will continue to get these or not. But let's go to the edit part. In this contact, we've got a lot of information we can add here. Now, the one thing I really want you to pay attention to here is that this is an email-based program. This is not a mailing program. You're never going to mail something to these people. You can certainly load up their contact and stuff in here. And if you don't have your people loaded up into something like this, this is fine to use. I recommend an Excel spreadsheet because it's the easiest way to get them in and out of all of Coldwell Banker programs, as well as if you have them in your Gmail. Another great way. You know, those Google nerds really figured out a great way to create wonderful contacts and wonderful information. And then it's stored on the old World Wide Interweb, so it's there forever. You always have access to it. But when I loaded him up, I happened to have his address, so it loaded up. But remember, this is mainly email based. I can add his birth date, his customer anniversary, or him and his spouse's wedding anniversary. Projected buying date or selling date if I know that they're like, oh, this is a good thing just to remind me to follow up with them. Related contacts. Now, you can have more than one if they've got, hey, this, I want his dog, cat, partner, other, grandmother, brother, aunt, uncle, wife. So if I want to put David's wife name in here, I'd put in Glenda. Sheesh, I would try to type it anyway. And then the last name, and then I would add her email address in there. I could add her phone number as well, but I just add her email and add to related contacts. So now we know that she is in there as well. We can add their Facebook and their contact and stuff information here if we'd like. I don't know that you're never going to post directly to their page. Most likely you're going to post your own page and that's how people are going to find it, but you can still add that information in here. I really think the key things here is, one, you get a really good, obviously first and last name, and then if you have phone numbers, great, but really if you have that email address, that's really what we're looking for, because this is primarily an email-based program. Let's talk about these contacts. Once we've got them in there, where can we bring them from? So I can go to my contacts and I can import or export my contacts. We've got several different ways to do that. It says right here you can also type or copy or paste contacts from another program like Excel. Place one or more in these fields in order. So these are the Excel spreadsheet field names. We've got first name, last name, email, mobile number. Really, first name, last name, email is the two and four. We also can upload our list from, if we have a CSV file, common separated values file, we can upload that list as well. So if you have your clients in Gmail, if you have them in Yahoo or MSN or Hotmail or something like that, you've been using that forever, you can export all of those people to a CSV file, save that CSV file. Now once you have that CSV file, I would go through and cull that CSV file. What I mean by that is I would just take the first name, last name, email. As long as you have all the other pertinent information stored somewhere else, really what this program is about is emailing, so let's go ahead and just get that information. First name, last name, email. I can delete everything else and then I can import it really simply and not have to worry about any other additional information getting imported. Only the stuff that I need for marketing. If we're looking to store our list here, we can also export our list to a CSV file. Maybe we want to go through and like, gosh, you know what, I haven't cleaned up my list in over a year. And I've got people who have moved out and people who've moved in and people I haven't added, people I need to delete. Then why don't you export that to a CSV? That will be the fastest way to go through that list. Because when you're right here in the contacts, and you want to say, okay, I'm going to clean up my list of 1,466 people, you're going to read through every single one of these, and then you got to go to the next page. And you got to read through every single one of these and go to the next page. Whereas if you go to your contacts to import and export, you can take all those people and export them directly to a CSV. The entire sheet will be there all at once, 1 to 1,467, and you can just click on every line to delete whichever fields or people that you want, or add whichever folks you want to do. We also have our import address, so if you're keeping your people at Gmail, choose your address book. So we've got Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, AOL, MAC address, Plaxo. If we go to Gmail, these are Katrina's accounts. I'm not going to add any people into her list here from her account, but you can click on that account and actually bring those people in by signing into it. So real simple to do. And remember, if you have an Outlook account, you can simply take that Outlook list of yours, export, so remember we got import and export that list to a CSV file. Save that CSV file, plus it will give you the opportunity to go through that list and really look through it, make sure you're not missing anyone. And in doing so, then we can upload that list after we've chosen that file, save that file after we've culled it, and then choose it, and then upload it right into the new Panda for your contacts. So just a few things, you know, this has a mailing labels things. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm never going to use this to create any mailing labels. You know, I'm going to use my Outlook and export them through the wizard so I can use whatever style I want, because there's many more styles. These are kind of the standards. The 5160s, kind of the old standby emails labels. Let's go back to the dashboard and the home screen. I want to go up here to settings and just remind you again to make sure when you come here, you fill out your display information, make sure that your contact information is correct. Your images, you won't have anything on account information, but you will have your social networks. So one of the cool things about this program, of course, is its ability to email and post messages to your social media at a moment's notice. So if you click on any of these are ones that I have set up. My Pinterest page, my Google page, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and all you do is open up a new tab, go to your Facebook page, wherever it is, copy it in there and put it in the put the URL directly in here. Just copy and paste. That'll ensure that you don't retype anything or type anything wrong. And then we save every time we've added or subtracted any of those. Add update your social network accounts. You click that open again. It will just show you that yes, I have these social network accounts activated. It's because there's certain ones that you're required to activate. It'll say connected. If not, it will say not connected or inactive. So again, that's under settings, and we're going to make sure that our social networks are loaded up. Now, what about our messages? What about the messages that are going out? If you click on your messages, you can see we've got stuff that's going out. The Gen Blue, the Frugal Halloween costumes. So this is scheduled to go out 10/24. I can edit where I'm sending that if I want to send that. If I want to skip the social and just send it to an email, I can do that as well. I can save that as a draft. I can say, hey, I want that to go out a little bit earlier than a week before Halloween. So you can change the delivery on that as well. Let's go back into here. Twitter and LinkedIn. This will show you ones that are coming up. You can see there's dates on all these. So if at any time you're like, you're more successful, let's see, let's find one. Educating home ownership, Twitter, LinkedIn, real estate, newsletter. One that if you want to, I guess I don't want to delete any of these because it looks like I like most of them, but if you want to just delete one of them, if I click delete right here, that will not send automatically. It's scheduled to send on the 21st, this Friday. I can simply delete that and that message will go out. So remember, every Tuesday about 9 a.m., you're going to get an email from New Panda. New Panda email will say these are the following items that are going to be going out this week. You can review all of those and you say, oh, I don't like that message. That's not really a message that sounds like me, or that's maybe, you got to remember we're pulling this information from all over the United States, so maybe the message doesn't fit your market. Then go in there and simply open up your New Panda page, log in, and just delete that message. We can replicate them, any message as well. Oops. Oops, that's us home. So one, no, that one. I want to find one that. Here we go. Autopilot. Autopilot Facebook Halloween costume. Why is that not showing up on here? It should show up on there to allow us to take a look at it. I'm not sure. No, Katrina and I will get to the bottom of that. I don't know why it's not showing up here. So I'm not sure. Maybe I've got a link issue anyway. You should be able to replicate that and edit that message if you like, based on the replication. I'm not quite sure why it's not working, so I'll take a look at that and edit the message as well. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. So now if I want to send this insider out and I want to change any of this stuff, I just click on it and I can make my change. And then after you make your change, don't forget to click Save and Continue. And then here we go. Now I can decide who's going to get these emails. Am I sending this to an entire group of people? Am I just sending it to a group of people? Or am I sending it to individual people? You can do that as well. Skip email. Now, I had some agents saying, hey, well, couldn't I create a list of agents that have showed my property and send them a message letting them know that, the home came back on the market, or the contract fell, or we had a price reduction? Yes, you could certainly do that. But I don't necessarily know that doing it here would be the easiest way. In all honesty, I think it would be much simpler for you to simply go to the showing desk or online showings on showings.com, and you can send a message directly to anyone who showed your property and letting them know, hey, there's been a price reduction, or the contract fell through, bring me another offer, a backup, etc. But you could do it through here if you really wanted to. I just think it would probably be an extra step of loading up all those people. However, if you're looking to build your list of real estate agents, because I do market to real estate agents, right here's my real estate agents marketing list. This would be a good way to get that list started. Anyone who's shown your house, you got their email address right there, boom, start loading them in here and start sending them properties you have coming up. All right, let's talk about the autopilot settings. We've got these automatic ones. It says, check this event and will automatically create new personalized email message in your queue to send the messages to all your email contacts. Once a greeting is created, you can edit the design's contact recipients. So remember, whoever you have in your list, if you click one of these, they're all getting it. It's not just your primary sphere. So that's something to keep in mind. This goes out to everyone. We also have contact-based events, your home anniversary, your birthday. So if you've created a card, you can select these, and it says add birthdays and events fields to your contact records and will automatically create and deliver the email message as they happen. Messages will be available in your queue in advance, and you can edit the contents for delivery the day before they're sent, or just sit back and let us do all the work. Then we've got our auto pods. So one of the cool things about this program is it will auto post items to your social media accounts. One of the things I really don't think we have time for is really keeping up with our social media. We've really kind of got to carve out a little time to at least, check in with Facebook. Does someone say something interesting? Is someone having a baby? Is someone graduating? And really know that we're really in tune and in touch with our sphere of influence. This is one of the things, though, it allows you to be a bit of a time saver. You can actually go out here and post stuff automatically to your Twitter or Facebook account. You can see I've got some stuff selected. So when you get there, if I unselect this and unselect this, this is what it will look like the first time you go. It'll have a list of topics right here. Generalist, engaging question, and it just goes through. But when I open it, I click on activate or active, and now I can select who's going to get my generalist engaging questions. You'll see I have Twitter for a lot of this, and the main reason I like Twitter for this is because of their SEO power, their search engine optimization. If I start putting a lot of real estate stuff out there, it helps me when someone types in Google and types in my name or real estate or whatever, and then all of a sudden that Twitter shows up on the first page or two of Google helping my SEO. So something to really consider for those of you who think, oh, do I really want a Twitter page? Well, I have a Twitter page. I can tell you I'm not very active. I'm not out there typing stuff on a regular basis in regards to that, but it is a nice thing to do to help your SEO. The newsletter. Let's open up the real estate newsletter here. And we've got the overview, which you can see is the page it opens up to. We've got the newsletter settings. So you can change your tagline. You can change the imagery here. So this is the one I have right now. Current newsletter head. It's fall time. We've got a little fall color. We've got Long's Peak and Mount Meeker right there. If you have the luxury program, we have managing subscriptions. So this is something too as well. It says manage e-news subscription via your contacts tab. Super quick video instruction step by step. So you used to do this right here, but now you no longer have to. You can do it right in your contacts when that contact is open and says, and we select them to our newsletters. And then personal articles. If you want to start writing something, you can call it and load up a personal article. Now, one thing I want you to do is, I think that makes the most sense. Write this article in Microsoft Word and save it. Because if you start writing it in here and you get timed out, you're going to be very, very sad and very, very mad. So write it in Microsoft Word and then go back through and load it up into here by just a simple cut and paste. And if this new article, you'll see it just says new article. It'll open it up. We'll have a headline, a teaser. You want to put any links in here. And then you can choose a thumbnail image and save. Also want to go to create new message. So just quickly here, I want to show you a few things you can do. One, you can obviously, if you know how to type HTML code, you can create your own message that way. I am not going to be using HTML code. What I'd like to do is start with a template. If I click a template, and it's like, hey, there's nothing here. Well, select a category from the left. These are all the templates we've got. We've got the Colorado Homes Edition and the Reality Check, the Custom Industry Editions, Animal Editions, Auto Education, Food, Real Estate Edition, maybe that's us. We've got e-card, stationery, so let's say we want to get an e-card and buy or sell or move. Here's a whole bunch of those that have some kind of standard messages on here. We've got this one with a little kitty on there. And we type preview. And it says, dear, and let's say contact name. Congratulations on your new home. May every room be full of love, laughter, and happiness. Wishing you all the best. And we've got home anniversary cards in here if you want to create one. Looking to stretch out and try to get some referrals? Do that. Send this out to your folks in your other locations. Mortgage, we know some people really like to know what their payment is going to be before they start searching. We'll give them the opportunity to contact your CB Home Loans Pro. Take this message and edit the inside of this and have a call to action. Hey, if you'd like to spend 10 or 15 minutes to see how much home you could afford, contact my local CB Home Loans professional at the following number. The other one on this Colorado edition is the reality check. And this is a really cool piece that gets written every month. You can see they just keep coming up every month. A new one, a new one, a new one, a new one, a new one. October, good time to sell. So here's October's. All this stuff is pre-written. Now I have some people, you can post this link directly to your social media. I have some folks who want to make it look like they wrote all this. They'll simply grab this right here, and company doesn't care if you do this. And we'll copy this and paste it in our Facebook. Paste it someplace in our blog. They don't care as long as we're getting the information out here. And it talks about more time to focus on home shopping, continue demand for buyers, pending home sales are up, serious buyers in the market now, lack of available inventory, great natural staging this time of year. This just says, look, I know you think it's fall, and people don't sell their homes in the fall, but that's simply not true. I asked my clients recently this fall, I said, do you like having a monopoly? And they said, oh, having a monopoly would be great. I said, look, if you list your home in the fall, you're basically a monopoly. There's not a lot of other homes to choose from. So the serious buyers that are out there will most likely consider your home, where in the springtime there's a whole lot more inventory to them, so they may react a little bit slower and have many more choices. If we make any changes, we save and continue, and we go right throughout. Who are we going to email this to? Real easy to do. So just remember to create your messages. Spend a little time in there, and again, start with the templates. Spend a little time in there and go through these one at a time. Start looking for this. You know, the pre-written articles of value, the insider, the digest, and this insider is really neat. You saw the one that I had up there. Credit scores, curb appeal, home values, the monthly digest. These are basically newsletters put together that you can use and reuse. And then just some general articles, spring painting, you know, whatever. There's these change. These get added to. And any of our AVP messages, this is where AVP messages are coming from. So if you're like, gosh, you know what, I didn't get a chance to send out my AVP message, then hey, go back in here and send it out. Or I want to send it out again. You know, they sent this one out. I forget when it went out, a while ago, but I'm like, hey, I had some people who were asking me, I said, oh, I've got an activity guide. Let me send that to you real quick. And you can visit this winter activity guide and see a list of everything going on this winter. That about does it for today, unless we have some questions. Get in there and work on your contacts. Start building your database. Start building that list of valuable people. Our business really is only as good as our database. So please spend some time and get your database uploaded. Start meeting new people, adding them to it, getting their email address, and using that email address so that you can take advantage of this great program that New Panda has to offer and Coldwell Banker offers you, to touch them in a really simple way, which is just a simple email that they can read at their leisure or simply delete. But either way, they saw that, hey, it came from you and you're still out there selling real estate. Thanks for your attention, guys. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact Katrina or I. Have a great day.